One of the most important decisions we make when we're hiking is our footwear. What we put on our feet dictates so much around comfort, around safety, and keeping our feet dry, and all of those really important things. And the modern debate of hiking boots versus trail runners is something I've been giving quite a lot of thought to lately. So let's head to the shed, because that chainsaw in the background is making a lot of noise, and we'll talk about it. Come with me, see you in there. Which one is right for you? G'day guys, Matt Bowman, Outback Bowmans. Welcome back to another video. We're in the shed. We're still recovering from our calf injury on the Wilderness Coast Walk, and we're doing well, but I just thought I'd give you a quick video on kind of the modern debate when it comes to hiking, and that is, do you go with a hiking boot or do you go with a trail runner? And for me, I have just bought my first pair of trail runners. These are Salomon Ultraflow 2s. No way affiliated with Salomon. They are just the shoe that was right for me, and I'll talk a little bit about that in this video. But historically, for the last sort of 5 years, I have hiked in these Keen hiking boots. And you can see the sole is wearing through. You can see a bit of the black coming through. They are well used. They've been on many hikes. They've got a lot of miles on them, and they've been a good boot. It's only been the last couple of hikes where I've done big distance, and there's some of the internal padding it's just worn out. Some hot spots developing. I've had these boots for 4 or 5 years, and I think they're just starting to lose a bit of the internal cushioning. And it's just one of those things where, shoes only last so long, and they've caused a few blisters. But prior to that, they've been fine. I do have to say though, as I've gotten more experience in hiking and I've started to do bigger days, like longer distance per day, I have gotten into camp and my feet have been really sore. These have felt really, really heavy by the end of the day. And I think that's not anything against this particular boot whatsoever. As I said, they've been a good boot. I think that's just boots. You're just carrying more weight on your feet. But I chose a boot initially because I do the majority of my hiking solo. Or maybe I have one of my kids with me. So that additional ankle support, that inch and a half extra protection from a possible snake bite was all peace of mind that made me gravitate towards a boot. Now, since I've been doing longer hikes, as I said, longer days, and the fact that these boots were wearing out, I needed new shoes. So I thought, well, let's give trail runners a go. And I have to say, I really like them. There's a few things about trail runners in general that I think make people gravitate towards them over a boot. First of all, they're really light. As I said, I'm at the end of a 20+ kilometer day, I'm getting into camp and my feet feel so much better than they would when I was wearing the boot. I also haven't had a single blister, which is great. Socks play a big part in that as well, but yeah, I haven't had a blister wearing these Salomon shoes. They dry out reasonably quickly, depending on the weather. If it's one of those wet Victorian winter's days, doesn't matter what you're wearing, if your feet are wet, they're going to get wet. Now, boots versus trail runner, the boot will be more waterproof to a point, but once it does get wet, once it does get waterlogged, it's going to take so much longer to dry out, and you're carrying all that extra weight, all the water that gets into this fabric and into this padding, just adds to that weight on your feet at the end of the day. So you've got a backpack on, you've got waterlogged soggy boots, you've got a waterlogged soggy track. That's just a recipe for fatigue. It's just going to be a longer, harder day. And that also invites more potential injury just through extra strain on your joints, on your muscles. So the shoe does mitigate that somewhat. It dries faster, it doesn't retain the water, it's just lighter in general. Like it is less than half the weight. Crazy how light these things are. So these are definitely a superior hiking shoe, I will say. Now you are trading off with the lightweightness. You are trading off a little bit of ankle support and a little bit of snake bite or scrub massage damage that could possibly occur. And I would say the construction of a boot, given what we put these things through with trail hiking, trail running or hiking, you're probably going to go through your shoes faster if it's a trail runner. So it's probably more expensive overall, but I think they're a better option for when you are hiking. Particularly, I'm in my mid-40s, fatigue, joints, all the rest of it is starting to become a factor. I had to call my last hike short because of a calf injury, for example. So things that I can do to look after my body are definitely beneficial. Now, this particular shoe, as I said, the Salomon Ultraflow 2, and it is the sole on these things is substantial. They are really solid, really soft, excellent cushion, really good grip, and but I didn't go out specifically to purchase this shoe. So this isn't necessarily a review or a recommendation on the Salomon Ultraflow, but they have worked for me. Their different shoes will work different for everybody. Everybody hikes different, everyone carries different weights, everybody's bodies and feet are different. So go out and get fitted, check out the options that different stores have. There's 1,000 different reviews on YouTube. Go and check them out, but find the best shoe you can find in your price point. I bought these 6 months ago on a Boxing Day sale, and I've used them on a whole bunch of day walks. I've used them on the Marmarang South Coast walk with my little brother earlier in the year, and again on the Wilderness Coast walk. So I've put probably a bit over 100 kilometers on these all up, and that's just general wear, just to wear them in, day hikes, overnighters, different camping trips. And yeah, probably the 100 kilometers, probably 70 of that has been under pack weight as well. And for me, they've worked really, really well. But as I said, they might not be the shoe for you. I do also recommend doing the runner's tie-off. I'll put a little bit of B-roll in of that so we can all understand that. But it locks the heel in a lot better. Should do that with any running shoe or hiking shoe if you can. So definitely look at those. Would like to have a look at a pair of gaiters. Sort of that Dirty Girl's one of those popular brands. But yeah, trail runners versus hiking shoe. If, like me, you're old school and you've always worn boots, the next time you go out and buy shoes, because look, I'm not going to tell you to throw out a perfectly good pair of boots and go and spend hundreds of dollars on a set of trail runners. But when your boots are due, when they are worn out, when they've started to give you blisters, when they've started to split or whatever, when it's time for new boots, right? Get yourself a pair of trail runners and give them a go. I am a convert, and I'm really happy with them so far. I haven't had any of the downside that people often talk about them. I bought these on sale, which absolutely helped. I love a bargain. So make sure that you're shopping around, find the right deal. Don't get influenced because somebody's bought a $400, $200 US pair of shoes that sound great, and you go out and buy them and you find they're not right for you. Go and get fitted, go and try them and walk around in them for 5 minutes in the store, and then find the one that fits you, different widths and all the rest of it. But yeah, give your trail runners a shot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on the Outback Moments.